Hello, hello. Welcome to another Friday.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hello, everyone.
Just everybody, just so you guys know, Jared's hurting right now. He's not only had surgery on his hand, but he's been able to pleasure himself for days because of it. And so,
JB, I didn't want to use JB's Plastic Man.
So if there's anybody in the Northeast area, Virginia, West Virginia, the North Carolinas, anywhere that would like to help Jared out, he's needing help right now. It won't take. I mean, it'll take like about 90 seconds, so it's not going to involve a lot of time on your behalf. But
we will be clear. Only he wants blondes. Just to be clear, brunettes or blondes.
I don't think he's picky right now.
Yeah.
I don't think he's picky right now.
JB just wants Plastic Mans.
That's true.
Yeah, here, let me get out of the way for everybody to look at.
What happened? We lost JB. Why did he take himself out of the chat? He does that all the time. It's weird. I don't know what's. Oh, he's back. Son of a bitch. And he left again. What the? And he's back again. I don't know what's going on here. It's weird.
Oh, come on. You know you love Plastic Man, Matt.
Weird stuff. Weird.
You love Plastic Man.
What I need to do is I need to check and see if the DCUC version has gone down in price since the McFarlane one's come out, because that's the one I want.
It's a good one too. I got that one. It's the SDC. It's a SDC exclusive too.
I know it's always been ridiculously expensive, but that's the one I want. So I've never picked it up because it costs so much damn money.
I like the fact you can actually change out the lower torso and you get like a spring body. And that's actually I got it on the wall. I can actually put a mount in the wall, and just hang it on the hook. With a big flat swat arm. They don't have the loop arm like you like to.
Yeah.
So I guess to start the purchase of this week, I guess I'll go first. Let's see.
I'm just getting right off, pulling the Band-Aid off.
I'm just starting.
Hey! Foreplay, a little lube here. Come on.
And he's got so much stuff, Matt. He's the one to start before we even talk about anything. Let me show what I bought.
Actually, it's just three things I got. But the first one, y'all right here, I showed this off last week. Kali Mundi from Star Wars. Got him.
Adi Mundi, not Key.
Okay, thank you. Adi Mundi.
He comes from France.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Mundi. Then I got this. Special Deployment Bone Collector. I got that. I got a good deal on this. I got it for like $30. So I got a good deal on it.
I got one for $5.
Yeah. $5, okay. And then the final thing here, which
The
actually
Will Smith 5. Pop.
yeah, which actually will be the next top 5 for next month, Wolverine. So there's
So you
that.
got 5 figures now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got more than 5 Wolverines, so yeah. But I put a Hawaiian shirt in him. I made a custom cigar for him to hold on to, so he's ready.
I'm going to let you know that's not a cigar in his hand.
Yeah, it is.
That's a
Custom
turd.
cigar.
That's a turd.
Oh, okay. I'm not that great at sculpting and painting, okay?
Oh, it shows. It shows. I can smell it from here.
Ouch. I'm hurt. Hurt my pride.
I'm
hurt.
just joshing with you.
I know.
Well, on that note, I did get from Amazon. I got the Wolverine.
Nice.
Nice.
Matt showed off last week. He got his from Quinn Comics.
Yep.
Best place to buy stuff if you're local.
That is true. Support local guys, not just my store, but any local comic shop. They truly do appreciate it.
Quinn's. He is the only local store
If you're
in the
outside,
continental United States
if you're outside of my area, shop at your local stores. They do appreciate it.
required to purchase from Quinn.
I got this from
Nobody's
my
required, but it is appreciated. Yeah, that's She-Hulk, man. I can't wait to get mine in.
My friend Don sent me this. He bought the entire case, and he's not a Hulk fan, so he said it's She-Hulk.
Oh, that is a nice figure. And again, those repaints for that. Whew, can't wait to see those.
I still want some variants to this. I want the Fantastic Four version. I want
Oh yeah,
more traditional white and purple outfit.
I easily want that one and her Fantastic Four outfit.
Yeah.
Give me those two, I'll be happy.
Some sneaker shoes, like for the classic one.
Yeah, her later outfits. Yeah.
Yep. See if I can get this out of the box with one hand. I got Amazon had this for $25.
Oh,
Nice.
That's not bad. That's
Nice.
not bad at all.
Animated series Batmobile bike.
Yeah, I picked that up at Target when I saw it probably a couple months back. Because now I have, since I bought them when they first came out, the Batmobile and then the Batcave animated playset a few years back when DC Collectibles was still a thing. I bought those. The only one I didn't buy, and I'm hoping that McFarlane will re-release it, is the Batwing. Because I don't have that one.
Same thing. I didn't
have
get
that.
Batwing either, and that thing sells for like crazy money now.
Yes, if he re-releases it, I'm ordering that damn thing because I want one. Daddy wants one.
If they re-release that, Quinn, and you can get that, order me one. I will.
I'll order for you. Just let me know. Give me your account and routing number, and I'll take care of it.
But if it's like anything, though, it may end up being a Target exclusive, like the Joker
Oh,
mobile.
Well, I don't know. That's kind of a really big item. I don't see them carrying that. But then again, I didn't see them carrying that Joker mobile either. So,
True.
And I just happened to come across one, and I was like, it's coming home with me.
I was really surprised at the reissue price of that Batmobile, like $80.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's
I
almost
think
like
that's about what I paid for it to begin with, or maybe it was $69 or something. It's still not bad.
No, it's especially what the secondary market one that thing was.
Mm-hmm.
$80 for each. Plus, it's got lights inside of it. It's so much nicer than what he made. McFarlane made one that I like the style of the '89 Batmobile, but it's cheap compared to that DC Collectibles.
Yeah. But something to be said for the animated series.
You got lights on the outside.
Style.
Now, I don't know if yours is like that. Or, I know mine is. It's got that white haze gets on the tires.
I've never opened mine, so I have no idea. Now, are they rubber tires?
Yeah.
That's probably why. They probably put some powder on them to keep them from cracking.
Like some of the Motu Classics figures, they get that white haze and some of the DC Direct figures.
I think they do that to keep it from drying out and cracking.
But it's held up. It's a beautiful piece. It's like one of my favorite Batmobiles.
Nice. Yeah, I just don't really have room to unbox a whole bunch of that stuff, so it's in the closet.
The reason I didn't get the Batwing was because of how big it was. Now, at the time, I was living in like a rental property. And it's like small.
But if I'm not mistaken, doesn't that Batwing come with a mount for the wall?
If it does, I hope it does.
I think it does. Because that's exactly what, if I remember correctly, I think that's what I wanted to do with it, but just hang it on the wall. But I procrastinated and I didn't pick it up, and then it was gone, and there you go.
Yep. So I see the embargo on the cassette player Soundwave is finally lifted. The when Hasbro does these Walmart exclusives and stuff, and they do a mold exclusive to Walmart, it's exclusive to Walmart for so many years. So that's why they couldn't use the Volkswagen Beetle Bumblebee for a long time, and the cassette player, because they were Netflix exclusives to Walmart, and those molds are stuck at Walmart. Those Walmart new ones, we're getting reissues of the cassette player Soundwave from that. So in various flavors, which the first one was with the Decepticon box set, which from Takara, which that was because it was Takara. I was able to go with that one. But now you're getting a mass retail release of it.
Mm-hmm. I just got in last week the Ghost of Starscream and Waspinator 2-pack. Yeah, so I was like, oh, that Starscream. Didn't think I wanted it until I saw it, and then I was like, yep, I'm gonna keep one. But they sold out. The Beast Wars stuff, I mean, it's not bad. During the holidays, I had the classic Megatron and Optimus Primal 2-pack. Those sold out within a couple hours, man.
I love that they're recreating like the old versus packs from Takara.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the decos on them too are really nice.
The only thing I don't like, because people can't really see them, they're in those cardboard boxes. and then you have to open it up, and it's got just a slip cover on the front. And it is what it is, but they still look nice.
In the original box was the actual box.
Mm-hmm.
It should just been like that as the box instead.
Yeah,
of,
no, I agree. I agree.
Black slip cover thing they get put on.
Yeah, all that does is cost extra money. And speaking of which, I got in. Well, this one's mine, but I got in the Wily Cat Thundercats Ultimates. I mean, he's not in the box that I took it out, but they're not coming with slip covers or the brown shipping covers anymore.
I heard they're actually making
they're cutting costs. Everybody the 6 people that bought those the past 2 days have been like, "Oh, where's the slip cover? Where's the box?" I'm like, "They're not shipping them with those anymore." So, I mean, it is what it is.
Oh, and that was a big chunk of the cost what they were doing on that.
Yeah, but the
if
price
you get a better
down.
quality product and lose all that packaging, I'm fine.
Well, see, the problem is they got rid of that stuff, but they still didn't lower down the prices. They're still expensive. Right. So,
hopefully, they're putting that money into quality control.
Well, I will say this: I messed around with that Wily Cat. It's a damn good figure, and I have the Mattel San Diego Comic-Con 2-pack. And these, Mattel made some good stuff, but this, man, Super 7, Super 7, yeah, the scale, Super 7 just knocking it out of the park, man. These are great figures. Great figures.
I got the SDC ones, so that's why I've been reluctant to get them, because plus 2, like, the quality on Super 7 for a while there was, like, pretty...
Well, as with anything, give it time. They'll fix it and they'll refine it. Like Hasbro, when they took over Marvel Legends, they weren't the best. They were okay, but they got better. They got better as they went along. They fixed it as they went. And man, now Marvel Legends is like,
of course, when they started out, they were doing okay with Marvel Legends. Mm-hmm. They were sticking with Toy Biz stuff.
Yeah,
when they started doing the original molds, that's when they went downhill fast.
Yeah. When they upgraded and changed the molds and the posability, and man, just so much better.
Well, back in the dark days of Marvel Legends.
The dark times.
Yeah. But when they returned to Marvel Legends, that was back in 2012, which is kind of funny thinking about it. It's like how far they killed the line for several years. And like you had the Marvel Universe, you had a hiatus.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's now been running longer.
It's been running 20 years now.
It's been running longer now than when they killed the line originally.
Yep. And the sad part about it is, well, not sad part, they have not even really scratched the surface on the amount of different characters we can get. We've gotten a lot of Spider-Mans and Captain Americas and some X-Men, this and that, but all the other extended characters, background characters, man, there's so many that we have not gotten yet. And it's insane. Well, even Star Wars. There's so many of the original trilogy Star Wars film, the first film from 77, that we have not gotten in figure form yet. So, again, they're scratching the surface.
Well, let's be honest here when it comes to Star Wars. You got to put priority on having every single paint option available in a Mandalorian. So you've got to put your priorities first for Hasbro.
That
you literally have to reissue a Mandalorian of some kind in every goddamn wave.
Did you see the
last
Hasbro?
Because that's what people are asking for.
There's a lot of different colors, man. Every color, it's like the Skittles of Mandalorian. Yeah.
Let's not be too hard on Hasbro whilst they give us the 887th Mandalorian while we still don't have figures from the very first movie.
Hey, as long as they keep selling them, they'll keep making them. So just bring it on. I'll take them.
I was going to say it's only a matter of time before we get a rainbow-colored Mandalorian.
Oh, this is the month for it. Month for it.
Yep. And don't get me wrong. People may scoff at something like that, but it will sell. I guarantee you.
Yeah,
it will sell.
Oh, and the many color schemes they have they already kind of have rainbow colors.
Mm-hmm. I'll carry them here. I know they'll sell.
I'm just waiting for when they release more Revenge of the Sith Star Wars figures. Because they did say that Darth Sidious was the first one in the reissue Revenge of the Sith. So
honestly, it is time now to release more prequel and Clone Wars era figures, because those people who grew up on that are of the perfect age to get into adult collecting, and they are not taking advantage of it like they should. It doesn't make any sense. Which makes no sense because Hasbro's picking up on this. They're dropping all these Transformers from the early 2000s. They know those kids are now in their 20s or 30s.
I was getting ready to say it's just that the Transformers team are just killing it because they know the people who were collecting and started collecting in 2000 have adult money now.
Yep. Well, the Phantom Menace stuff, man, I would love to see a Watto or a Sebulba. Give me those. I'll take them. Yeah. You know,
that's actually the line I'm starting. I'm trying to do right now the Phantom Menace, then hopefully go to Attack of the Clones and move my way up. So,
I mean, Clone Wars is ripe for 6-inch scale. Like, people want it bad. People want Clone Wars Anakin and Obi-Wan and Yoda and Clone Troopers and everything.
I want animated series 6-inch Clone Wars.
Yes, that's what they want. That's what they want. That problem is that's not animated.
No,
that
this is live action. This is live action.
Yeah, they need 6-inch scale animated figures for Clone Wars. They sell like a mother.
I was going to say, the only one they have done is Ahsoka, and that's animated. There's 2 Ahsokas that are animated, and that's the one they've done animated. The rest they've been doing in live action.
I mean, I don't mind a realistic approach on the figures, but I bought all those 3 3/4-inch Clone Wars animated stuff. If you remade them in 6-inch, maybe not everything, but a large majority of the main character, I would buy them in a heartbeat. I can guarantee you that. Not without a shadow of a doubt. And I'd carry them here in the store too, because I know they would sell. Mm-hmm. Ain't that right, Jerry?
Yes.
All right.
Just smiling, Jerry.
I'll admit, I was not paying attention, but I'll agree with anything Quinn says.
Yep.
Well, I did want to show you guys something. I know we've already all seen this, and we're going to talk about it more later, but I just want to put it out there. Todd McFarlane, clearly, he thinks he's Superboy.
I just got those solicited today. That and
clearly,
I forgot the other 2 figures, but that came with that wave. But I got those on order.
I don't know. I don't know if this is more Todd McFarlane talking himself up, or should I feel bad for Connor Kent?
It's just a reuse, man. It's a cheap way
But it's not even a good reuse. Connor Kent was not that skinny.
Well, I get that, but this is how toy companies have longevity. They reuse a lot of stuff.
Do you know how many good sculpts they have that they could have reused?
I agree with you, but this is if you look at the T-shirt is sculpted. He's taking advantage of that and reusing it.
Only the top portion. The lower portion is the exact same as over here. All he did is give it a new upper torso. That's it.
Look at the sleeves. The sleeves are the same thing. So
the sleeves, the skinny ass arms, it's all the same.
While I agree with what you're saying, toy companies and across the board, not just him, Mattel, Hasbro, everybody, they do tons of reuse. We may not like that sculpt, but it allows them to get that character out. So it's unfortunate. He'll probably sell.
I mean, they could have at least give him a little bit more.
I will say.
There's a okay. So let's take an example. When Hasbro released Quasar, for instance, last year, right? When Hasbro released Quasar and they released it on that old buck, it was like, okay, they could have used the Vulcan buck, right? They could have, right? But guess what? It still looked like Quasar. Because while it was that old school buck, it was still an appropriately ripped, bulky buck for its size, even though they could have used the bigger Vulcan buck because that's what they had moved to as kind of the standard.
This is what I
This doesn't look like Connor Kent. This looks like some skinny dude. That's not what Connor Kent looks like.
I agree with you.
And he has bucks that would work.
The problem is
this is a Vulcan buck with some modifications for Quasar.
That's what I'm saying. Even if you go with the old one, at least the old one still looks like Quasar, right? Like it's not just some skinny dude that they grabbed a buck off of, right? Like it's still a superhero sculpt. this is not a superhero sculpt. This is some rando skinny motherfucker.
Yeah, it's basically
They put a Connor Kent head on.
It's a reuse just with a new head, new paint deco. Again, unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't like that, but that's what toy companies do. Not just McFarlane. Everybody does it.
Yeah, but everybody does reuse where it's appropriate. Like the king of reuse has always been Mattel. Going back to the original Motu stuff. They've always been, but never once did you look at a figure and go, well, that doesn't even look like the same character.
Well, the master, those were a stylized figure line. So arms and legs, regardless what.
Yeah, and that's why they were able to reuse.
Yeah, they only.
There's no excuse for this. You saying reuse is an excuse for this is not a good excuse for this because A, he's got better bucks, and B, he's not running that kind of line where reuse is acceptable all the time. Yeah. He does not run a line the way Hasbro does, the way Mattel does. All right. And it's his own fault because he puts far too much detail into every sculpt, and because he does too many different sculpts for the same character. And if you are going to do that, then when you introduce a new character, you better pick the right sculpt if you're going to reuse it, because Hasbro can do the same sculpt 77,000 times because all their characters have superhero ripped jacked bodies. And so while we may sit here and complain about little stuff here and there, oh, Wolverine's too tall or whatever, it still looks like Wolverine. It still looks like a superhero off the comic book page, right? Same thing when UC did it all the time. Same thing when Mattel does it all the time and has since going back to the 80s, right? It still looked like the character. This don't look like Connor Kent.
Yeah, this looks like Connor Kent from Smallville.
Yeah, exactly. This looks like Connor Kent from Smallville.
Hey, it
looks like the Flashpoint Superman put on a Connor Kent outfit.
He's bound to look like somebody, but the end result is this figure will sell. People will buy it.
I will guarantee you.
The only thing I want it for, I want the head sculpts.
So the head sculpt's actually really good. I like the head sculpt a lot. That is one of the better head sculpts I have seen come out of McFarlane, which is surprising because he usually screws that up worse than he does anything else. But that's actually, like, I can see that on that head sculpt being swapped over onto like the Page Puncher's body or something like that to do a younger Superman or a Superboy.
Actually, what'll be really good, his stuff's usually smaller. His torsos and stuff are smaller scale, and his heads will work on Marvel Legends.
Oh yeah.
The DC Signature Series Connor Kent Superboy from Mattel, it is awful. It looks like a Lurch from the Munsters.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, it was horrible.
If these heads will scale with that, that's the main thing I would want this for. If I can get this on sale, just to get those heads.
Now, the figure that I have questions about is the Sergeant Rock figure. Why it's a military figure and you have no weapons? I understand the whole Warner Brothers thing, but you'd think at least this character specifically would at least carry a pistol. Nothing.
I was going to say about that.
I will tell you this: that figure will sell because there are Sergeant Rock fans out there, and it looks really good. I will say that. And damn, spot on.
Okay. So speaking of Sergeant Rock, so the sculpt is good. I like the sculpt. I think the pants could have used a little more paint, but I dig the sculpt. I dig the helmet, jacket. At least they got a good wash on there and make it look beat up and stuff. I'm down with all of that. It's got the backpack. The head sculpt is fucking atrocious. That head sculpt is awful.
I think if you keep the helmet on, it'll look a lot better.
They did at least give them trigger fingers because McFarlane will sell guns. Yeah.
Well, McFarlane
look, the gun thing is annoying, but that's not McFarlane's fault at all. Like, I get it. Yeah. The gun thing's annoying, but there's look, we all got buckets full of leftover guns we can give him. It's not even a big deal. That doesn't bother me at all. The sculpt overall looks good. I like the deco that they went with. The helmet looks good. That head sculpt is awful. Is he a fucking Backstreet Boy?
He looks better.
He's a mad Backstreet Boy is what that dude is with the painted on beard and the highlights. What the shit is that head sculpt?
But I will say that I've seen
Illustrate guys
pictures
don't have a
with the helmet on.
or knife hand.
Yeah.
That is a ridiculous head sculpt.
I've seen
Sergeant Rock.
pictures with the helmet on, and it looks better if you keep the helmet on. And let's face it,
Yeah.
Sergeant Rock is Sergeant Rock when you see him in his full gear. So you leave the helmet on, you're good. You know.
I like Toy Gaines' comment. He said Sergeant Rocker looks like an albino ginger.
This does not look anything like this card, by the way. But
No.
No,
See, with the helmet, he
what
looks a
is
little
that
bit better.
face?
I didn't say it was perfect. I just said he looks better.
He looks like he's about to scream "Backstreet's back." All right. What the shit is that face? And the frosted tips.
Hey man,
Sergeant Rock wants to be Justin Bieber now.
he has highlights.
What the shit? The rest of it, I don't mind. The rest of it looks good. And like I said, the gun thing, that's not McFarlane's fault at all.
No,
Yeah.
Like, you know, this I like actually better. Honestly, I like the Army Man one better.
oh wow, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, the Army Man one, I like that better. That looks cooler to
Platinum
me.
version, I'm assuming,
And
right?
it doesn't show off his highlights, and when it's all one color, the face doesn't look as off.
Hmm.
So I think this is a better one. Like, if I still collected McFarlane, that's the one I would want to get. So, plus it looks like one of the old Sergeant Rock covers when they would do like the monochrome covers and stuff like that with the
Yeah.
shading and everything. Like that looks cool. I like that one. That's to me that's a much better figure than the painted up one. But yeah, I dig that one a lot more. And there's Connor Kent
I
again.
wonder if there's a platinum version for Connor Kent.
oh, there is.
There's a lighter blue pants from the looks like it.
Oh, really?
No,
Yeah, my associations, I just see the regular ones.
the platinum version has him with an L cut off on top of his symbol, the L for Luthor.
Oh yeah. The light blue one has the L shape.
Yes, that's
Okay.
that's the platinum.
So first of all, look at this dude. Look at how ripped he is on the back of the box, and then
People are going to kit bash this figure to make it more accurate to Superboy.
okay. So what it needs is a better upper torso and
Yes.
bigger arms. And if
I
you had at least done those two things, the lower torso doesn't really matter. The legs, they're too skinny for Connor Kent, but I'm not worried about that. Whatever. If you had done a bigger, bulkier upper torso and bigger arms, okay, cool. But this is basically young Superman. I mean, that's what this dude is. Okay. Yeah, I know he's part Lex Luthor, whatever, because they had to go and do all that shit.
Yeah,
to it.
they retconned only. Originally, he was Kryptonian and the head of Cadmus's DNA. Then they
Yeah.
later on retconned it to, or instead of that, it's Luthor's DNA.
Mm,
Do you buy that this skinny ass arm is doing this?
no.
There's no muscle definition on that arm.
If that is a push down trash bag, yes.
Yes.
That looks like more like a squish down trash bag.
I mean, Connor Kent is a character people, as a huge Superman fan, people have been wanting for a really, really long time. I mean, he's up there with like Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, and characters like that as far as his fan base.
Not to
And
make
this
light
is what you come out with?
I've had plenty of people go through this in my family. But the bald head and the skinny body, he looks like he's going through chemo at least.
Yeah.
Mm,
This is him as Lex Luthor, I guess.
In the storyline, like Lex has he's like a Manchurian candidate. He triggers Superboy and he shaves his head and attacks the other Titans.
Now, I like this.
I pre-ordered it.
I like this. I know this is supposed to be. I have no idea what Batman this is. It's supposed to be like manga Batman or something.
Batman.
from Japanese manga.
I don't know, but I like this. It looks like, and I don't know. I could be wrong. You're the sculpt expert, Jared. You tell me. This looks like it's mostly a Nightfall Batman, but he looks like he's got a smaller lower torso waist piece than the regular Nightfall Batman, which gives him a more of a V shape, which I like. His legs also look shorter than Nightfall Batman, which I think makes him much better proportioned. And I kind of dig the kind of cartoony head sculpt on it. Like I like this. This looks good to me.
So the thighs are different. You're right. The thighs are sculpted different. They're not the same. But the lower half down to the knees, the torso, and the arms are the same sculpt.
Even that lower torso piece?
No, the ab section is Nightfall. It's just the belt is a little bit raised up.
Okay. Well, whatever they've done to give him what looks like more of a V shape looks good. And the fact that his legs look shorter to make him more proportional, which McFarlane's horrible at. He puts ridiculously long legs on everything so he can make them 7-inch scale. Looks good. I like this figure a lot. This is a good-looking Batman to me.
Nightfall's thighs too. That's straight up Nightfall, just different pouches and different heads.
Is it Nightfall's thighs? I've got mine right. It looks well. The muscles look more defined on this one. Like they don't. Like they look more.
It's not illusion of the colors.
Maybe it is. Whatever it is, it works for me. I like this. I'm not. This is one I do want to pick up.
The Nightfall cape.
I mean, if you like Jared, you could repaint this to be like the Golden Age Batman with the.
No, I like the grayed out colors. I like this figure as is.
These saturations, what actually looks cool in this.
Yeah, I like whatever they've done here. I like the look of it, man. I like the look of it. I dig it. This one's cool looking to me. I even like the little white tips on the boots and the gloves, man. I don't know. I like it. So whatever it is about this thing looks cool. I dig him. He's got like a little bit of an air of the 66 era Batman with the head sculpt and everything. I like the gray on gray. I like the big pouchy belt. This figure, to me, that's a great looking Batman figure. I like it a lot.
When I first saw pictures of it, I thought it was like a stylized 6.
So you're going to buy this one, Matt?
This one I do want to pick up, yes. And I do, and you guys know, I do not buy a lot of DC Multiverse McFarlane stuff.
So for the first,
I do not.
So
I buy like one out of every 50 figures, maybe. So this is one I want to pick up.
So for the first time in a while, you give a McFarlane a seal of approval, right?
At this point, from looking at the pictures, yes, it looks cool. I like it.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Like I said,
look, people misunderstand. I talk a lot of shit about McFarlane. I've also spent a lot of money on McFarlane, and I have a lot of McFarlane stuff. I've got shelves over here. I got McFarlane stuff all down there. I got McFarlane stuff from the 90s still in package all along my walls. I've been collecting McFarlane stuff since 1996, okay? And I give him shit when it's deserved. I still like McFarlane stuff. Well, as I've said many times, one of my favorite lines is his Warhammer series. I love that line. You know what I mean? I also love his new DC Direct stuff that he's putting out. I buy his stuff. I've spent a ton of money on McFarlane stuff. I have a decent McFarlane collection, although I did get rid of a lot of DC Multiverse stuff in the last year. But I give him shit not as a hater, but as somebody who likes most of his stuff and gets disappointed because I know what he can do. And I know when a figure's good. And for the most part, it's really just the DC Multiverse line that I get really disappointed with. And primarily that's because I want it to be good. And because I love DC figures and DC characters, and I want it to be better. And when it's gotten to the point to where I'm going back and collecting Mattel stuff over McFarlane stuff, that should tell people something, because I don't dislike McFarlane as a company. I have a lot of their stuff, and I still buy their stuff actively. You know what I mean? So I don't, I give McFarlane shit because it's deserved, and because I am a fan, not just of his company going back to 1996, but also of the characters like DC, the DC characters. You know what I mean? People are like, "Oh, you're just a Marvel Legends Hasbro." No, it's just they give me less to bitch about. I'm far less disappointed with their. And then here's the thing: when they do put out a disappointing figure, it's not offensively disappointing. You know what I mean? They don't they'll be like putting out a figure with no, $25 and no, they didn't put any effort. They just reused the sculpt or whatever, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. McFarlane will screw up a figure and over sculpt the shit out of it and make it not look anything like the character at all. And then every single version of every character that he puts out, whether it's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, whatever it is, their head sculpt looks completely different. And then on top of that, he'll put out 6-inch scale figures and just give them long legs and call it 7-inch. Like, he does more stuff that is offensive to a collector and a fan of this line and these characters than Marvel does, than Hasbro does with the Marvel Legends line. And that's why you don't hear me bitch as much about their stuff, because they do less offensive stuff. And I know how good McFarlane can be when he wants to be. All you have to do is look at his Warhammer line to see how freaking awesome his stuff can be when he wants it to be.
Gentlemen, I hate to cut out a little bit early, but I have a situation I have to take care of somewhere else. So I will see you guys next time, my friend.
Adios, sir.
I was going to say, Matt, I think we all could agree with you. At least Hasbro is improving on their toy lines like G.I. Joe and Marvel Legends, at least, while Todd is still doing the same thing.
Well, it's not even that he's still doing the same thing. He does new stuff. He just does the wrong new stuff. Like, he does the wrong new stuff. Like, he puts out, a Superman figure. We put, that last Superman figure, that redo of the Page Punchers, right?
Yes.
There was so much good in it, but just as much bad, right? Which is why I bought it, because I'm a huge Superman fan, and then completely customized it. Did a new cape, did some new paint, redid, new head sculpt, all that stuff, right? Like, there was good, dude, you had a good start, and then you put the stupidest head sculpt on it. That, of all the figures, you decided to go with a stupid plastic cape instead of, giving us cloth goods. Oh, and you give us the wrong shorts and don't even paint it correctly. I mean, like it's those little nitpicky things. Or, again, releasing versions of characters that nobody wanted or asked for. The best example, and I don't have a picture of it pulled up, maybe one of you guys do, is they just released the pictures for the new Metallo.
Oh.
Okay? Now,
that's not the
now,
Metallo.
if you've seen it, what he did was give it the deco, the paint job of the Superpowers Metallo, which is real like pink and green and all that kind of stuff. Cool. But then he gave it the sculpt of like one of his cyborg characters. So it's like overly sculpted, detailed. It's like, okay, dude, if you want to go with a Superpowers deco, do not go with a ridiculously modern, detailed, cybernetic sculpt. Because that's not what the Metallo looked like. Well, and so people are bitching.
That's Brainiac's colors from Superpowers, not Metallo's.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I can't remember what it was, but if you've seen the picture, let's see if we can find the picture.
Brainiac's color scheme.
I didn't pre-order it because it's Target exclusive. I didn't care nothing about their summer fest.
Let me see if I can find the pictures of it that have been popping up.
Go to their Instagram and find tons of pictures of them.
Is it on Target?
I believe they have it on Target, but not silhouettes just yet. But it should be on Target.
Well, I mean pictures. I'm trying to find pictures.
I posted on Toy Tubers earlier. You can just go to our group and we'll find it.
People on the Toys page gets everything. Us Toy Tubers.
That's true. I don't know why I don't just leave Toy Tubers up. Yeah, this thing. Like, okay, if you want to go for like old school Superpowers colors era with the nuclear fucking thing or whatever the hell it is on the chest, right? Cool.
We'll have Brainiac's colors.
That
makes less sense.
What is with this over detail? Like, this doesn't look like Metallo at all. When you mix the sculpt and the colors and he puts out there like, oh, well, it was inspired by Superpowers. Dude, this doesn't evoke Superpowers. It looks like a Doctor Doom mask with, you're right, Brainiac colors. And like, it's just a weird clusterfuck of stuff that makes no sense. And this is what I mean. This is what I mean when I bitch about McFarlane. Why? You have good sculpts. You have, access to good characters. I guarantee you, as a novice, and certainly people out there like Jared, could kit bash a far better Metallo with just the stuff McFarlane already has out there on the shelves. So why this? What the shit, McFarlane? Like, you have the sculpts. But arguably, McFarlane has more sculpts pound for pound than any other company out there, because he will do all these new original sculpts when honestly it's not needed.
I was gonna say, I got an idea of what we should do for the show next week. We could do a list of what's Todd's worst DC Multiverse figures and explain why they're the worst.
We could do that, but you need to balance it with the best too, because I do think he's made some fantastic figures.
Like, go from worst to best, like a top 10 or something like that. Like, go from the worst DC Multiverse.
Yeah, like pick your 5 worst and 5 best McFarlane figures. That's actually a good idea. I like that.
Because there's plenty of.
You guys are mean to me. I'm already in pain, and you make me have to look at McFarlane figures.
I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. But look at that face sculpt. He looks like Dr. Doom. Like, it's such a ridiculous figure when you have the freaking parts and molds to make a great fucking Metallo. Why are you giving people this shit?
How is it he could make the perfect Batman almost as Nightfall?
He could make a better Metallo figure out of his Warhammer sculpts that would look badass. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. And this is why it's so annoying, is because he can make some really good shit when he wants to.
Oh, this is the Lex Luthor power suit reuse.
Is it? Is it the Lex Luthor? Let me see. I've got him right here. Let me see.
I think the upper torso is different.
The legs is what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Oh, the legs and the arms are reuse. I don't know about the torso. The head sculpt's new. The legs and the arms are complete reuse. Yes.
Can you pull up that picture and make it bigger? I've got Lex right here in my hand. I can tell. No, yeah, from the waist down, it's reuse of legs, and the arms are too, but the torso and abs section head is different. So it's more of a, what'd you say, like 80% reuse and 20% new scope.
Well, I mean, torso and head, that's significant. I would give it 60-40. I'd give it 60-40.
Okay.
Which is, again, fine if you picked the right sculpts to reuse. And if you weren't going to do some ode to fucking superpowers with this color scheme for Metallo and do a different deco, a better deco,
well, superpowers,
maybe it would work.
I was going to agree with Name's comment right here real quick. You could have just repainted this and done new head, and it could have just been a perfect Brainiac.
Yeah, like with a different head sculpt, this would be a great Brainiac.
Yes.
Although we still haven't gotten a good Brainiac from him, so
there's
another big, as a Superman fan, another huge disappointment. Why haven't we gotten a good Brainiac? Give me an 80s version of Brainiac instead of that clusterfuck page punchers thing he just dropped. Right? Give me a good, like, fully robotic Brainiac with the skull head and everything, and then give me a 90s 2000s era,
I think I just figured
Android Brainiac.
The inspiration for this, because I remember Superpowers Metallo was a robot. So I was trying to figure out what this is. No, I'm sorry, Brainiac was a robot. This looks like it's styled after the crazy Riddler that you got me.
Oh yeah,
it was like unofficial official figures.
Yeah. Well, he made the announcement that it was inspired by superpowers.
I was trying to figure out why I've never seen Metallo look like this.
Ninja's got a comment for you, Jared. It's about your cast. He said it twice in the comment section. He said, apply coconut oil to cut when you remove the cast. That's what my doctors have told me. Strength never got back to 100%, but I can't hold. Oh, his dick pics for my guitar quite right still.
I can't hold my dick.
Yeah.
I think it might be more for Jace. That says.
I'm good.
But anyway, this is why McFarlane is so disappointing for me, is because of that stuff. I know they can do better. I know they can. It is very evident they can do great stuff when they want to. Is there anything else good in here in Toy Tubers? I mean, there's lots of good stuff, but
I shared that picture of the Hot Toys Wolverine with y'all on the page.
And nobody cares about Hot Toys. By the way, this is a cool kit bash.
That was, yeah.
I like that.
This is awesome. By the way, if you people out there have not gone to Toy Tubers yet, please do.
Please join us.
It's in the description of the video.
Yeah.
Go to Toy Tubers.
Join the community.
I like this. I think they did a great job on this kit bash.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It looks awesome.
I did post like the an HD version of Mummies Alive, which is a property I would love to see get rebirthed.
Oh, I would so love to see Mummies Alive.
Mm-hmm.
I come across those once in a while on eBay and stuff, and I'm like, should I buy them? I mean, they're not great figures by modern standards, but they really look cool.
The cartoon was fun. It was like,
Oh, the cartoon was awesome. My two, my three, like, non-Warner Brothers or Disney related cartoons of the early 90s, my three favorites are Exo Squad, Mummies Alive, and King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. Those three are very underrated and deserve some love today via action figures.
There's so many things that they keep trying to find these things, trying to make a niche toy thing, bring back nostalgia. Like King Arthur and the Knights of Justice, Mattel owns that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it back. Oh, Tony's Figs in the house. What's up, fam?
Bye to Tony.
No. Can we get a black and white version too? Don't like the black and white version as much. I like the other one better.
It's kind of like redundant too. You already have the DC.
Yeah. He's already in grayscale, so I mean, it's not really necessary. But
it would have made more sense to paint this as the Super Friends version of Batman.
This would be with that head sculpt and everything, that would be a good. You'd have to redo the belt. You don't need that big pouchy chunky belt. But that would, with that head sculpt, that would make a great, if you wanted to do Superpowers era Batman.
Yes.
That'd be a great one. And then we already discussed that one ad nauseum. But he did release some more stuff. So we getting fire. I'm assuming we're getting ice at some point.
I'm actually happy with this version of fire. Mattel screwed up in the Signature series line. They had her powered down for him.
Look, I'm a sucker for a good translucent figure, so I don't mind this at all. I hope he releases a non-translucent version that's not powered up as well.
Yeah.
But I think the powered up version in translucent is a good first choice.
Yeah.
I like it. This is not, I'll be honest, it's not one I'm going to pick up, but I like it. I think it looks cool. So I think he did a good job there. Let's see, what else? Come on, scroll through. Oh, we just sat here and berated this thing. So we don't need to go through that no more.
Kryptonite.
This 2-pack. Now, we saw this 2-pack a while back. I guess what is this, autograph series now? I don't know what that is. It's supposed to be
the new Harley. Since they made Harley a good guy now, they had to give Joker a new girlfriend.
Yeah. I do like this Joker. I don't want to pay the 2-pack price because I don't care about the other character. I do want to pick up this Joker at some point, though.
You'll probably find it cheap, loose on eBay afterwards.
I would say, look, they are like Punchline fans will be buying the 2-pack for her.
I'm like Matt. I just prefer to get the Joker. I like.
I agree. But you got to buy the 2-packs, 3-packs, 4-packs, 5-packs. Buy
my toys.
I'm probably just going to get the Joker separately loose on eBay whenever it comes out.
Yeah, it's same here.
Because right now, this is my only Joker I use, which is the Arkham Asylum Joker, Arkham City. That's really my only main display Joker I've got.
So we're getting the 2-pack with the. Did the Build-A-Figure come with a head? I don't remember.
No.
Was that even a Build-A-Figure from McFarlane? I know the Mattel one is Build-A-Figure.
Yes, it was Build-A-Figure.
I thought McFarlane did a Build-A-Figure for this. Or am I wrong? Am I mixing it up with the? Because I know Mattel did one in the DC Multiverse line.
No, McFarlane did not do a Build-A-Figure of this. This is the first time they're doing this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just mixing them up with McFarlane or with Mattel.
Yeah, Mattel did it.
If you have the Mattel Build-A-Figure, you don't need this because it's much better.
This other character here, I don't even know, Mr. Bloom. I don't know who the hell that is.
I know it is.
I'm sure some people will be very excited about that. I mean, that's cool. Having a rookie figure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think you're right. If you have the Mattel one already, you probably don't need this one. But looks cool. I mean, that's a decent looking, scary, freaky looking serial killer type dude. So he looks cool. I just don't know who he is, nor care enough to buy that 2-pack. So
I say the way his body is, if you give him full like Blue Beetle arms and legs and repaint all black and give him a head, you can make it into a pretty good Batman Beyond. The way the torso and ab section's got a little muscle to it. I'm just thinking of a custom.
Well, they already have Batman Beyond figures. So.
I know, but that one I just don't like. I prefer like one from the anime where it was full and black.
I'm looking at this, and I think this is the upper torso that he swapped with his Todd figure to make Connor.
Yeah,
Probably is.
probably.
That's what it looks like.
I mean, I know he did Batman Beyond, but I just do not like the full stylistic Batman Beyond. I prefer like the animated series version where it's a full silhouette black.
This is exciting news.
This is cool. I'm very excited about this.
And the price is really good. It's $80.
That's a lot. That's less than what he charged it for the White Knight Batmobile.
And this is a better vehicle. It's got lights for inside and out, rubber tires, and plus you're not Alfredo. Now you're not having to pay secondary aftermarket prices for the animated Batmobile.
Yes, the Batman animated series episode where he went against his cyborg counterpart was a really good episode.
This is a fantastic piece. I have the original. Now, what I'm really hoping this gets to be in hopes, we're going to get the Batwing reissue. I never got the Batwing, and I regretted it because that's in the secondary market. That sucker's been selling for like $500.
I'm gonna pick up this one to go beside my Michael Keaton Batmobile.
Yeah.
So
this is actually bigger than the Michael Keaton Batmobile.
Oh, I know it's bigger. That's why I got an empty shelf.
I don't say that shows like how under scale his vehicles are. He actually designs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, he makes essentially 6-inch scale vehicles. I mean,
yeah, this is a true 6-inch scale vehicle meant for like the DC collectibles line back in the day. He's got.
Well, and the funny thing is, if you look at this, I mean, I have this figure, you have this figure, and you look at how he sizes to this thing's bigger than the Keaton Batmobile he released.
Yep.
It is.
And that was supposed to be a 7-inch scale vehicle.
Yeah.
So that vehicle is bigger lengthwise and height-wise than the Keaton Batmobile.
You know, this still proves that you can sell vehicles cheap, unlike Hasbro when they did the Engine of Vengeance for $350 back then.
Well, Hasbro themselves proved it last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Hasbro like shot themselves in the foot with the Engine of Vengeance. They thought they had fish in a barrel. Like, they'll pay anything we put up there. Let's just sell this crappy car for $350.
And what was funny was after that announcement, Todd released a Batman figure with a monster truck for $50.
Yeah,
on Walmart. So,
well, they knew the price was ridiculous in that Batmobile. Not the Batmobile, the Engine of Vengeance.
Engine of Vengeance, yeah.
They thought they saw collectors as suckers. That's what they did, and they got burned for it.
Yep. I mean, if they would have included
a non-licensed vehicle, other than being Ghost Rider themed, they didn't bother to go to Diamond Chrysler, Dodge, whoever the owner is of Dodge right now is. They didn't go to them and say, hey, we would want to make this Hell Charger. Dodge would have said, hell yes, we would love to license that, because hell, they just brought the Charger back.
Yeah. Dodge would have released a special edition Ghost Rider version of the Charger.
Yes, they would have. But no, they didn't even bother to even contact Dodge to get a license for Dodge. They did the same thing again too. I don't know what it is about Hasbro. They got something against Dodge now. But they did with their sideburn for the Robots in Disguise figure. But they went to Nike to make sure they get the right shoes and jerseys for their stupid All-Star line,
Mm-hmm.
which nobody gives a shit about. Make sure you got all the branding and logos and stuff just right. It's where like the basketball line that everybody knew was going to fail.
Oh, I still see those.
But didn't even bother to go to Dodge to get a license.
No, I still see those All-Star figures at my local Ollie's all the time.
They're all over Ollie's.
Oh yeah,
They're great for kit bashing GI Joes, though. By the way,
They are, but I even told my wife, "What's the point of buying these?"
Out there knew that was going to fail.
I mean, if they did one Michael Jordan, I would have probably bought it.
But that was their entire thing too. It's like they picked modern players that nobody knows.
Yeah, they should have picked like Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan.
Start the dream team.
well, here's the thing. Here's the thing: is that they should have known, because what happened was they would have loved to do Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson and LeBron James. And they couldn't get the rights to do those dudes.
Yeah.
And the minute they couldn't get the rights to do those dudes, they should have been like, this is probably not a good idea. Nobody's going to buy this shit.
Because if they did those first, I would have bought them. I wouldn't have cared to got the decals for them, because most of them don't
Really? We got a Michael Jordan one. Hell yeah.
I don't even like sports, and I would have bought Michael Jordan.
And I know BBTS has got the Mayfex Michael Jordan on sale right now for like $70 to $60 right now. The Michael Jordan Mayfex.
Let me restate that. I would gladly buy a regular Marvel Legends price Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm just making a point there because we were talking about Michael Jordan. So,
well, it's what we were talking about before. There's certain things I like, but not enough to pay the premium import pricing on.
Yes, I don't. I barely buy. I
love the Capcom fighting games. Street Fighter. Played those. I would beat those Capcom games with every character back in the day in the arcades. And for those who don't know, arcades is this place where they had all these video games. You go in, you put quarters in the machine, and play them.
Yeah, JB doesn't know what we're talking about. He doesn't have a clue.
Yeah, but now you can go to Target.
He's like, that sounds like my room when I had my Super Nintendo. What are you talking about?
I know.
No, it was a place you actually went to. There was this place that used to be called a mall. Okay, and you would go to the mall, and every mall had like at least 2 arcades in it, usually. And they had there were cabinets made of like wood and metal, and they had little joysticks and buttons on them, kind of like your controllers do today. And they had video games in it, and you would put quarters. Quarters are, we used to refer to this as cash money. They're actually made out of metal, not plastic, and they don't look like a card, right? They're quarters, and that stands for 1/4 of a dollar. A dollar is a piece of paper. I'm explaining this to JB and anybody that was born after the 90s.
Okay,
doesn't know what the hell we're talking about.
I know about arcades. You don't have to explain it to me, but there probably are people who don't get it. So,
but yeah, I would love all those Capcom characters as figures, but I just wasn't wanting to pay $100 a figure. So when Jada come out and start doing Street Fighter figures for like the same price as Marvel Legends, I'm in.
Yeah, I agree.
And they're really good figures.
And we can all admit it, Jada does a lot better with the figures in terms of charging prices and accessories, unlike sometimes with Hasbro and McFarlane and stuff. Because you have to pay like, what, $30 to get a deluxe figure, but I can pay $26 for a Street Fighter.
They're completing teams. Like,
yes.
They're actually working on completing like this. They're not jumping to different versions of Street Fighter. Storm Collectibles, they had a license. Let's do Street Fighter 2. Let's do Street Fighter 5. Let's do Street Fighter. Let's finish.
Jada told Street Fighter.
Player 2. We're getting alternate heads with the Player 2s, which is a good way to get people to buy the Player 2 colors. You're getting alternate head sculpts.
By the way, somebody has already, I've been told, reviewed this figure already.
The Player 2?
Yes, this Chung Lee. Somebody has already, and somebody also reviewed the Ken figure, the one that's going to be a con exclusive. This one, yeah.
DC exclusive.
Yes,
I got you covered, JB. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy these two when they hit the Jada Toy Store.
Oh, Alpha Proto said Toy Migos reviewed it. They probably get to have a source with Jada.
Toy Migo knows. Well, Toy Migo knows for the dudes at Jada. He knows a couple of the dudes at Jada. Toy Migo is fucking been like the first one to be dropping Jada stuff. He was the ones doing interviews with them at the beginning before they had released anything. He was the first one to drop pictures online. I think he's been to their factory and shit.
Nice.
I mean, I'm picking up this one because I regret not buying the Evil Ryu when it hit their store.
Yeah, that thing sold out a couple times, and I didn't get it either. So.
And now you go on the aftermarket to get it, you're paying over $100 or so just to buy it. I'm like, no. I think we will get another Evil Ryu eventually, but I'm getting this one.
No.
Who's Evil Ryu? I know Evil Ryu.
I was going to say, we know Jace is younger because he actually calls him Ryu.
Ryu. It's pronounced spelled
Ryu.
Younger generation. Oh, it's called Ryu. It's like, no.
No, it's called Ryu.
The tongue slipped. I'm sorry.
Shut up, you fetus.
I mean, I'll show you Plastic Man's feet if you want.
Yeah, I don't need to see how you just, no, I'm sorry. They're probably all white and crusty right now. I don't need to see that. Thank you.
Well, I can see him actually doing like the bearded Ryu as well.
Mm-hmm. Some people are saying I'm pronouncing it correctly, that it's Ryu, not Ryu.
No, it's not.
I will. Oh, Tim's here.
I know some of the younger people, they do call it Ryu.
How are you doing today? How are you doing tonight, sir? Good to see you.
Those are the same people that say Mafex.
Mafex.
And you get,
Oh, it is Mafex.
Okay.
It's the two acceptable ways to say it are Mafex or Mafex. Mafex, fine. But when you go Mafex,
it's like
can I have some Grey Poupon with my Mafex?
You've been watching
Shut up.
Mafex.
Mafex, those two are fine.
You've been watching.
Mafex.
It's like you got the manga and manga people.
Yeah, I don't know. I call it all, dude. For me, it's all Japanimation
I say manga.
or Japanimation, as we grew up calling it. It was all Japanimation.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate the compliment, sir. I am doing great.
Judy Chow.
Just got.
Oh, we got a video to watch for JB.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
And this is not even half the
I
toy
want
news.
to build my microphone.
I forgot about. Let me get that one pulled up. I completely forgot. Where is that? Oh no, I just took it down. Why did I take it down? Took my screen down, and it was right there. All right, we got a new JB video, another top 5. Do we need to listen to the video, or can we just judge you?
I don't care if you want to listen.
Okay. This is top 5 Iron Man figures. Number 5. That's not an Iron Man figure. Are you one of those douchebags that puts ads in the middle of your videos?
No, I don't. I don't do that.
Okay. So we got the
Charles Bronson Iron Man.
I like this figure. I like the 80th anniversary better because I like the gold as opposed to the more primary colors. But it's a good solid sculpt. It's a good figure. It is definitely a Charles Bronson. It's that late 70s head sculpt, which they did do with Tony Stark. I do like this figure. This is a good figure. It's not one it probably wouldn't end up in my top 5, but I like it. I think if you like it, awesome. Let's skip forward. We got it. Number 4. Oh, fuck you, JB. What the fuck? What is this shit? First of all, the Toy Biz one is way better.
Hey, I don't have Toy Biz. I don't.
Well, you should get it because it's actually cheaper and it's a better figure. But okay.
Me and Jared, we were talking about this figure a while back when they announced they're doing it in gold. We both
like the open hands on that figure. They're too thin. There's no way a hand is actually inside that flat hand.
I gave this number 4 because of its sculpt and it's accurate to the comic, which is why I gave it number 4 over the 20th. Because again, there's better ones that are painted a lot better than that 20th figure, so that's why number 5.
Number 3.
The little tweaks that would be good.
Okay, I like this figure a lot. This is a great looking Iron Man figure.
I love this one. I've actually got my Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. had on that
Yep.
body, which he looks awesome, by the way, on that
Yep.
body. Right. So this is actually my favorites.
Iron Man 1 armor was very well kind of modeled after the Extremis.
Yeah. No, this is a great looking figure. It's one of the better modern Iron Man figures.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I like it. I like it.
Mhm.
And I wish they would. One thing I wish they would redo this figure in brighter colors, because I'd like to have.
Agreed.
I know the artwork, because I read this Extremis. It was more toned down, muted colors in the comic, and the way they did the covers and all that stuff. But I would also like to see them do a bright red and bright gold version of that armor.
This would be a perfect like retro card figure to get reissued with the brighter colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I like it. I do like that figure.
I do. It's one of my favorite Iron Man figures.
All right, we're skipping forward. Number 2. Oh, see that? Yeah, there you go.
80th
That's
anniversary.
That one's one of my favorite. The 80th anniversary. One of my favorite Iron Man figures.
Well, that's why I made the 20th number 5 because of this one, and I made a number 2, which if we turn the audio for the month for number 1.
The only issue with the 80th,
Oh,
they fixed it with later releases of this body.
Mhm.
They molded the arms backwards.
Yes, I actually explained. If you want to turn that on in the number 1, I explained why I made this one number 2. But
I don't want to turn the audio on. You're literally here. You can explain it.
okay, I made this one number 2 because even though it is the best classic Iron Man we've gotten, they have reused the body several times, so it's kind of become a sort of normal.
The left bicep is on the right side. The right bicep's open. The thing is, if you flip it, the bigger pins are on the outside. The
I know.
problem
I
is
haven't-
they pulled it improperly.
I never
they
fixed it.
confused-
I never fixed it. I left it the way it is. Now
They
that you,
fixed it on later releases.
I know, I got one of the earlier releases though. That's why it's backwards. But now you told me that I'm
Well, I'm
gonna have
talking about all the 80th anniversary are like that. They didn't fix it on this mold. They fixed
All
it on other reuses.
Number 1.
I like it. I
Okay.
love the 90s
Look,
cartoon.
I can't be mad at this.
Modular Iron Man is my favorite.
I would have put okay. I did.
I would have, if it was me, I would have put the one that actually had like the gold as opposed to yellow.
No,
I do like the color scheme on the first release of this better.
no, I bring the red and gold in. I say that one. I said it's either this one or that one could be number 1. I just had this one with the
This
shelf.
one's got my only issue of this mold, the
Mhm.
arc symbol area is the wrong shape. It's
I
not
know
a logo. It should be a diamond, like a pentagon type of thing.
No, in the clip right here when I'm explaining it, I said both this one and the red and gold one are number 1. I just tried to pick which one I wanted to use number 1. I picked this one because the Tony Stark had it.
Why didn't you put both of them on screen?
They will be on screen on the end if I'm correct. If I remember right, at the end
All
when I
right,
show them
making
together,
sure. Let's see. Let's get to it.
they should be.
No.
But I did say in the video though.
All right, fine.
hold
Look,
on.
other than your Mark 1, that's a good list. That Mark 1 is
Hey, it was either that
not
or
a good figure.
The Mark 1 the figure should have been a little bit bigger.
yes.
Yeah, it's supposed to be huge. It's like, other than some of the stuff that he did, getting into like Hulkbuster and stuff,
It's
it was the biggest armor that he had for fucking decades.
It's a more primitive armor. It should be bigger and bulkier, like a.
But I like all the rest of those. I like all the rest of them. Those are all great choices.
Say I would have put Stealth Iron Man, the blue one, at number 4, but I'm like, well, I'm already putting 20th. I'm already putting the 80th. I don't want to put too many repaints of the same body on the list. So
Yeah.
that's Mark 1.
Yeah.
So
At least with the 20th too, they gave it a new torso.
they did, yes. My dog, my beagle, decided to join us tonight on stream.
Aw.
Hi,
The what?
Girl.
Oh, well, there you go.
She's a beagle border collie. Hi, girly. But yeah, actually, Wolverine will be next month, so that'll be interesting.
All right.
All right, hold on a second. I gotta let her.
Oh, you do that. We are getting new Super 7 Toxic Avenger.
More like a movie color scheme of the Toxic
Yeah.
Avenger, which is kind of cool getting the movie colors.
I wish I liked Super 7 more, because Toxic
Yeah.
Avenger, I'd seen the movies probably way too young before they had released the cartoon, and then I got into the cartoon, and I had a bunch of the Playmates figures. I liked this. I like this franchise a lot. I just don't like Super 7, man. I don't like their stuff.
I'll be right back. My dogs won't know.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the only issue with it.
And did you hear they're going to make TMNT figures double jointed now?
I have heard that, which good for them. That's awesome. I'm glad. It's still not all the franchises that they have licensed to. I don't want any of them in 7-inch scale.
No.
And most of them have single jointed elbows and all that kind of stuff. Like I would, when it comes to Toxic Adventure, for instance, I'd rather just go back and buy the old Playmates stuff. If it was something I wanted to get into, then pick up the new 7-inch scale stuff. I don't collect a lot of 7-inch scale stuff.
This stuff is mainly geared toward people who were like big collecting Master Universe classics. These are the same type of bodies, same type of articulation.
Mm-hmm.
So it fits in with a collection of that. With newer collectors or plus people who've been collecting Marvel Legends, I can see why you wouldn't want to get into this line.
Yeah, I like a lot of the properties that they have the rights to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Silverhawks and Toxic Avenger and Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joe. Like these are all properties I like. I don't want to buy their figures of them.
They must have Bill's sell a. Brian Flynn must be a hell of a pitch man to score all these licenses.
Yeah.
And so I can't knock them. Like people are like, I don't much care for a lot of their stuff, but they are a successful company.
Yeah.
It's always aesthetic.
These people like always want to make up these stories. Super Savage, one down. It's like they just got multi-million-dollar investors. No, they're not. They're not going anywhere.
I will say this: when it comes to most Super 7 figures, aesthetically they look pleasing like this, but scale-wise and articulation-wise, it's not good.
If they were better scaled, the articulation wouldn't bother me because I collect DC-UC stuff. You know what I mean? Like if they were in a 6-inch scale, if they were Marvel Legends size, for instance, I'd be much more likely to pick them up.
These are totally in the style of DC-UC because they were designed by the same. These are in style of the Master Universe Classics, which were designed by Four Horsemen, who also designed the DC-UC stuff. They got a very similar aesthetic to them. They're just bigger.
What else was out there? Oh, Man-Thing. Of course, everybody was talking about Man-Thing this week. Everybody's glad to finally get a new Man-Thing. Is this how much reuse is this? I know the head sculpt's different.
They actually retooled a lot of stuff on it. It's actually an all-new torso, new lower legs, new forearms.
Okay.
New head.
I saw some people posting pictures of them next to each other, and it was just like you could definitely tell the head sculpt was different, but it was kind of hard to see what else was different.
There is some reuse, but I was surprised how much retooling is on this.
Yeah. It's a good looking figure. Honestly, though, seeing them side by side, I still like the Build-A-Figure better.
Yeah. Oh, this is meant to be like Werewolf by Night, the MCU style version. To me, the comic book one looks so much better.
Yeah.
I do like the new arms and legs. If you don't want the lower legs are new. From the lower legs, feet might be reused, but the lower legs are definitely new. The forearms are new. The torso is new.
Mm-hmm.
And the hands are new in the head.
That's a good looking figure, man. I still like the Build-A-Figure better, but it's a really good looking figure. I dig it. Lots of good stuff on there. Could use a wash, but
I prefer this, so
could use a multicolored wash with some maybe some grays and some blacks and maybe some browns. You know, it could use a wash, but it's a solid figure.
Oh yeah.
What's the price point on this thing? I forgot.
$36.
$40, $39.99.
Okay.
Yeah, $40 is not bad for a good size Build-A-Figure.
Yep, it'll work for a lot of people. Oh wait, I forgot the thing nobody gives a rat's ass about. Oh, Acolyte figures.
This is going to be the new Colonel's figures.
This goes right back to what we were talking about earlier in the chat. We still don't even have 6-inch scale reproductions of the figures from the first Star Wars movie.
These are going to end up.
They're pumping this crap out.
I feel sorry for Hasbro being forced. They're being forced to make this stuff.
I would imagine they are. I mean, I don't think Hasbro's making these decisions.
No, this is part of their license deal. They have to make this crap.
This is everything you see here will end up at Ollie's and Ross.
Yeah,
and won't even sell there. They're going to be the new Eternals figures.
Yeah, this is going to be like the stuff from the sequels that just floats around forever.
I was going to say,
nobody wants it.
I want to give a shout out. Mr. Yojo Jerk is here with us tonight, which is good to see. How are you, sir?
Yeah, this is just dog shit.
Yeah, I ain't ordering none of this.
Backlight figures come to an Ollie's near you.
The only thing I pre-ordered
how many pictures do we have of the same thing? What the?
The only thing I pre-ordered that Hasbro reissued was the Plo Koon figure. That was it. That's all I pre-ordered from Hasbro is the Plo Koon.
This is just
stuff. Ollie's, it will.
Oh yeah, totally. This is.
I feel sorry. I feel bad for Ollie's. They're stuck with those Eternals figures, and now they're gonna be stuck with this crap.
Yep. Now some people will probably buy these just to kit bash and tear apart. I could see some people maybe make shorts.
Yeah, once they get to Ollie's and they're just like, whatever, then they're just parts. That's fine.
The only way these are going to sell for $4.99 at Ollie's.
Yeah.
Yes. Or I could see if somebody wants to be mean and waste their money, they'll just burn one of these figures and make it into a YouTube short. I wouldn't put it past people.
I don't like burning money.
Yeah. Now we are getting Shin. I think this one will sell. People like Shin from Ahsoka. This is probably the only decent one, and she's got cloth goods. We are going to see more of her in season 2. So I think this is a decent figure for the character. The figure itself is fine, I guess. There's nothing really that pops about it. Hair sculpt's kind of dull. Could use a wash, but at least it's a character that people will actually be interested in. But then we get into like freaking retro series of the Acolyte. Really? Really?
It's bad enough they're not going. Regular figures not going to sell. They're going to make those.
Yeah,
nobody's going to buy this crap.
Weapons, right? Got to get rid of that whole Hasbro Star Wars design team. Yep. But it wouldn't.
And again, but to go back, dude, I don't think it's their fault. They're being forced to make these figures.
Yes, they are not making these willingly. This part of the license deal, the licensee, the license holder is dictating what figures to make.
To go into that, I guarantee you, if Hasbro had the option, we would not be getting so many Lukes and Darth Vaders reissued as well. I get they're popular characters of the franchise, but we need
people are going to buy more reissues of Luke and Vader than they are this crap.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, there's there's like so many other characters they have not done through the lore of Star Wars that pumping out so many Lukes and Darth Vaders in this is really wasting space and time of the year.
I guarantee you, when they did the new what was it? Mandalorian season 2, Mandalorian season 3, Luke Skywalker, where his black costume was slightly different from the last one they released. I guarantee you that new slightly different black costume sold more than all of these figures we're looking at right now will.
It did. I
at least understand why they'll release a new Luke in a slightly different costume. Because it'll sell. People will buy that. I bought one. That one will sell. Like, Black Jedi Luke. Cool.
It's really good. It is a really good figure. I'll tell you, this was one thing I said the other day. How Star Wars Vintage, they like to include alternate hands. Why can't Hasbro 6-inch team do the same thing?
Well, the Vintage Series team is a much better team.
Oh, I know.
across the board. They dude, everything they do is better. Their deco is better. Their sculpts are better. Their accessories are better. They put out the characters more people want. The Vintage Series team does way better than Black Series.
I agree.
Which is why I prefer collecting their stuff as opposed to the. I mean, I do have Black Series stuff, but I have more, 3 3/4 and 4-inch scale stuff because of that. Their stuff's better.
Because I got not long ago the Vintage Collection Dark Times Darth Vader from Obi-Wan.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
that is one of that may be the greatest Darth Vader figure ever made.
Oh, it is. And I said, when I did a video, when I showed it off, when I said about it, I said, if this was 6 inches, it would be the perfect Darth Vader. You would not need to buy another one if it was only 6 inches tall.
So you wanted it bigger, is what you're saying? You wanted a full 6 inches? Is that?
I see where you're going.
So you're kind of a size queen. You don't want them too small. You want them. You want them at least 6 inches.
Where you're heading with that? I see where you're going in that direction.
Okay. All right. No. Was it 2 years ago? Was this 2021, 2022? I can't remember when it was. Yeah, 2022 when that movie or when that figure came out. That made my top 10 figures of the year because it's a perfect Darth Vader figure. It's freaking great. I love that. That is my favorite Darth Vader figure. I'm not gonna sit here and say it is the best, but it's arguably the best.
Ken's got a point here. Is like, well, everything's made digitally now. Can't they just use the same digital designs for like the bigger figures, the smaller figures, and just? I
don't know why. And of all things, why does the Vintage Collection have better sculpts and more detail on them? It doesn't make any sense.
The Black Series team that used to make the good Black Series figures, from my understanding, has been moved to Vintage Series.
And that would explain a lot, yeah.
Because remember, back then when Black Series was going, everybody said the best Darth Vader for 6 inch was the Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. I don't know, but I mean, Vintage Collection just does a better job.
I agree. They
across
do.
the board. They do a better job. Plus, in honesty, I think it's a better scale for Star Wars anyway because it allows for vehicles and ships and things like that in a way that Black Series doesn't. So
yeah, I agree.
But all right, so we are getting Night Stalker from Motu Origins.
It's still
cool.
It still stings that we got to get all this stuff from Mattel Creations now and stuff.
Yeah.
In story, yeah.
But we're getting him. He's got the base and the stand and everything. So I don't know why they.
Will this sell? Because what was the
absolutely?
This is gonna this will sell out
within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, what was the last one that came out? Because
Extendar sold out very quickly.
Well, actually, also it hasn't sold everywhere because now you can find it in stores cheap on sale.
What?
Extendar?
Yes, I found some local Walmart, other stores.
It was a Mattel Creations
exclusive. Extendar at the local Walmart. It was a Mattel Creations exclusive.
Oh, okay.
You can all the toy version of Origins are now Mattel Creations exclusives. The only thing that's going to be retail are the the cartoon. Series.
That's no, it wasn't that I'm thinking of. It was another vehicle they did before they hit just Mattel Creation exclusives. I'm trying to think. It is an Origins vehicle.
Well, they did. What's the one that's at Ollie's right now? So there's.
That's Ollie's. Is that?
Yeah, they got a few at Ollie's that have made it to Ollie's.
But you got the Wind Raider at Ollie's.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they've got what's his face. The other horse is at Ollie's.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name, but
the other horse is what I'm talking about. That's at Ollie's. Is what I was referring to.
That's how you got cheap.
Yeah, I think.
But that thing also came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah, so. I just couldn't think of the name of it, so that's why I pointed at this, saying, "What was the other one?" So,
but this is cool. This is cool. And if you're into Motu, I've been eyeballing this line for a while, but they're just kind of pricey for what they are, which is this Legends of Dragonor. Y'all seen these, right?
Yeah, I have.
BBTS. It's a really cool line. If you go to BBTS and look at all the designs they've got for these figures, now
It's disappointing they don't have articulation either.
that's what I was going to say. They don't have the elbows and knees, so it's more classic Motu stuff as opposed to more modern Origin stuff. But they do scale the same. But my issue with them is especially with the articulation not being there, they're still like $35 a figure.
Yeah.
And I like them, and they are cool, and I think they would look great
I understand
in a
the
Motu
price.
collection.
It's a small company, like a startup thing, like a Kickstarter type thing.
Yeah. And
So-
I get it. Trust me, I get it. I'm not knocking them in any way, shape, or form. It's just hard for me to spend that money on these things
I was gonna get one
because
too
of that.
for him. I'm like, no.
But they are fucking. If you look,
If they could have got these priced down to maybe like $15 a piece, I know it's not realistic for like a small company like that.
let me see.
Looks like only 2 of them is in stock.
There we go. No, that's just some of the pre-orders. Some of these designs are awesome. Like this dude right here. So $32.99, but you've got basically a translucent genie, which is great.
Yeah.
Like some of these designs are so just cool looking, and the female characters are actually really well done
They
and look really
they have-
good.
It's painful the fact that like there's just no articulation on these things. And
Yeah, that's.
they're so good.
I'll be honest. If they were the same price as Origins, I would still want to pick them up, even without the articulation.
Exactly.
If they were the same price as Origins.
We have gotten so used to this day and age where every company, when they do toys, we want them to have articulation. But we realize with a small company like this, we can't expect that much articulation coming from them.
These are a lot of unique sculpts too, so that's a lot of tools.
This one's cool because you turn the hat and you get the. If you turn the hat, you get the alternative face.
That is cool.
So
That
cool, very, very old school. The gimmicks on them are really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did a great job on these. It's just again, the price for what you're getting with no articulation is very hard to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
But they're cool looking figures, man.
Yep.
So, I like this one. This one's freaking cool. He's sold out probably because he's so cool looking. That dude looks badass.
That is awesome.
I guarantee
Pop. That's awesome, dude.
I guarantee half the people who buy these are going to kit bash them and try to get more articulation.
Maybe. I mean, you could certainly kit bash them, especially the ones. I mean, you could kit bash arms and legs from Motu.
I would say all the armor pieces will go right onto the Origins figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for like any of these characters where like, you've got, that dude looks awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He looks kind of like what you call it, the
But like, okay, so a figure like this dude right here, how easy would this be to kit bash some Motu arms and legs on him, some Origins arms and legs on him? You know what I mean? And get that articulation. But then again, you get back to price. This dude's $35, and then you're buying an Origins figure that you're, pulling pieces off of. That's my thing. If these were $20 to $25 a piece, I would pick some of them up. At getting at that $35 price, I'm just like, I can't get myself to do it.
Because
But
that
they
one,
are cool.
really looked like just like an armor Conan that you could use.
Oh yeah, basically, yeah.
Mm.
And you've got ice version, Glacier Mission, Barbaro, whatever that's supposed to be. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Makes just as much sense as any of the stuff Motu came out with back in the 80s. So who cares? But they are cool figures, man. I like them. I dig them quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's it, man. That's all I've got.
Well, we got a lot of drops for the Transformers solicitations this week. With this was we was talking about earlier. Like the embargo was actually finally lifted on this with the cassette player. Soundwave was a Walmart exclusive through the Netflix series, that horrible animated series on Netflix. And he never even was Soundwave even in that show.
Which one?
The horrible War for Cybertron trilogy on Netflix.
I think he was.
But he never turned into a cassette player. they never got their Earth modes, but the cassette player was an exclusive to Walmart. And when they do those Walmart exclusives, Walmart has a so many year exclusive for that mold. So Hasbro can't reissue this as a repaint or reissue until that embargo basically ends. So we're actually getting a leader class release of the cassette Soundwave with 3 cassettes with Buzzsaw, Rumble if you're a cartoon fan, Frenzy if you're a toy fan, and Ravage. Ravage is definitely the weakest of the molds, but this is great. We're finally getting, at least I got the Decepticon 3-pack, which actually had that from Takara, which has this version, but now we're getting a mass retail version from the US, which is awesome. I want the Buzzsaw. That's mainly what I want because I already have everything else. And we're getting the first release, first time too, we're getting a Transformed animated Motormaster at a retail. I think they may have done one as a con exclusive. I can't remember the original toy, but it's kind of cool. And we're getting a first ever toys of these 2 characters. These were Marvel UK only, comic book only characters, and we're getting a 2-pack of them. Aaron and Flame.
Aaron.
There's his name.
Aaron.
Aaron and Flame. I forget how you pronounce that. His name. I'm gonna call him.
Is that just like Rodimus's? Is that Rodimus's or Hot Rod's cooler brother? Or what?
This is an actual Autobot. It turned into a bad guy in the comics.
Okay.
And it's called Flame. And you get fully transformable versions of the characters in the comics. Aaron never even transformed because he was like had trauma issues, and where you actually get his alt mode. Flames get his mode.
Go back to that alt mode. What the shit is that?
It is a tank with skis.
That is the laziest looking alt mode I've ever seen.
I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it looks like a tank treads with jet skis in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Snowmobile skis in the front.
Okay.
And this is at least a rubber tank.
Name was asking us a question. Did we check the Odd Frog muscle car?
No, I have not checked that one out. I'll look that up here in a second.
Yeah.
We were looking at that last week, right? You sent me something on it last week.
I think we did look at that.
Yeah, we looked.
It's I did get some information from them, like on the Discord. They were talking about it. The designers, the team they were working on before, never got paid from the designers, so they're going to try. The designers are going to try to release it this time on their own. Which it looks. They've made some changes to it. It looks better. Before it had like this really ugly logo on the front fenders and the grill, like it had Odd Frog, like big giant logo on the door and the fender. They made it just look like a regular like muscle car now. Got rid of that stuff. It looks so much better. But as a comic book fan, Marvel comic book fan, these are kind of tempting right here. And we're getting. Pretty well knew this was coming. This is the Galvatron repaint of Armada Megatron, which is very garish color scheme. Which I would suggest just get the regular Megatron, unless you like the crazy color repaints they do. It's a great mold. I like it, but I'll probably pass on this one because I don't need that color scheme. And these are some of the ones I'm really excited about. We're getting Slipstream, which is more modern character. Became like a female clone of Starscream, where she started out as. And a lot of pictures of her. Toy Arc and all the things, they seem to do like a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
We're still in that. We're getting Quake, a new Quake, which the Quake we got last time from Titan's Return was actually a good figure. So it's kind of like surprising they were getting another redo of the character, especially not a big name character, and he's getting a new mold, all new mold again. So there's that. But one I'm really excited for is no. this. We're getting a deluxe. It's like the Missing Link Optimus Prime they did, like that really expensive one. It's the die-cast stuff.
Yeah.
This is a smaller version, basically the same thing. It's all plastic. This is a fully articulated, like G1 style Optimus Prime, and it's kind of cool. I like it.
Cool.
Been cool if you like actually had did an alternate head sculpt where you can actually do like a cartoon style head with it and have the toy head. But it's pretty neat. I like it. This is kind of like salt in the wound here. Couldn't get Cosmos, but we're going to get a 3-pack and have a repainted Cosmos in blue and yellow. Like, I hate y'all so much, Hasbro. When you do this stuff, like you made Cosmos, like one of the core characters, a Walmart exclusive, and made a 1 per case, and made them impossible to get. And the reissue we're getting is a repaint as a GoBot character. Like, nobody wants GoBots.
I don't know. I kind of like that 3-pack, but I'm not a Transformers collector.
I'm just saying, it's like
It reminds me of the stuff that I collected back in the 80s. That's why.
oh yeah, I'm not just kidding. Like, but nobody, as a kid, you didn't want the GoBots. You want Transformers. But we're getting the Gears mold is really good. The Warpath's good mold. These are all good molds. They're getting a nice 3-pack and just one of green Cosmos. It's got a green Warpath, but I'm going to get a blue Cosmos. If I catch it on a good price, I'll probably end up getting this 3-pack. Definitely want the 2-pack with the comic book characters, and we're getting repaints of Metal Hawk in toy colors. We've had this released before, which Metal Hawk is a retool of Cyclonus. Which, again, this is a Japanese-only character. Only hardcore fans are not going to know who this character is. I don't understand. People are doing it on their own and remastering and cleaning up like the original animes from Japan. Why can't Hasbro do this? Bring those cartoons over.
Yeah, they've got the rights to them.
Yeah, it's
Why
their
not?
show. It's their shows. Just bring them over, remaster them, dub them, and release them. It'd be cheaper than an all-new series. And it'd be a lot better done because the new stuff sucks. So you got the...
You know what? You don't need it. Hasbro needs a cable channel
They
or
did
a
have
streaming service, because with the amount of properties they own, I mean, hell, just between G.I. Joe and Transformers, much less all the other stuff they own the rights to, you know how much entertainment and cartoons there are out there that people would watch? Like, if you had a channel, a streaming service, whatever it was, where 24/7, you could just watch anything that Hasbro has the rights to, right? The cartoons.
They've been putting on their YouTube channel, they put G.I. Joe and Transformers on there.
Yeah, they live stream all the episodes like a marathon.
And they used to have a channel. It's like they had a partnership with Discovery, and that's where Transformers Prime came from. And that G.I. Joe cartoon where like they were only like 5 minutes.
Was it Retribution, Retaliation?
I forget. It's where they were like future.
Yeah, it was on. It came out on that. There was that cable channel for a while called the Hub.
Yeah, that's it. That was Hasbro's Hub channel for a while.
I'll tell you one lost. I think it's one G.I. Joe media that is not really talked about as much or mentioned. That's very underrated. It's Valor versus Venom. You remember that one?
I've never seen it. I have heard of it.
The CGI is not the best, but it is a really good representation of G.I. Joe. You could probably find it on your the one website you watch stuff at, man. You probably could find it. It was a movie. It wasn't like a TV show or anything.
Yeah, I remember that they actually had Toys R Us had that toy line for it.
Yes, and they even had a trading card.
Toys R Us back in the day. The Valor versus Venom.
Yes, and they even had where if you got the VHS version, you got inside from the G.I. Joe trading card game, you got one of the trading cards.
Renegades. G.I. Joe Renegades.
There you go.
Yes.
That's what it's called.
Okay.
We got a Superman body kit. Head not included.
If you're going to show with the head, just include it. Just include it already. There's no.
They're doing it because for legal reasons.
Yeah, still though.
They'll sell the head separately.
If you're going to do solicitations with the head on there, you might as well just include it. Just do like 5K Toys does. Just put a blurry image over the head.
5K Toys.
Yeah. Just put a blurry image over the head.
That's how you see all the full pictures of 5K Toys. You go to their Instagram.
I know. I'm talking about the website though. How they blur everything out or put words over it.
This is an awesome Captain Marvel. And Superman.
Yep.
Let's see. Bumblebee B. Here we go. Calm down, JB.
Put Plastic Man down.
I don't got him here. He's back on the shelf.
We got a 1/6 scale Chun-Li on a Fison style seamless body. In both her outfits.
I know who's going to buy that.
Hey, I know people who are concerned about female figures having feet will buy it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I still can get over that mess. Like, oh my gosh, people are making feet for nude action figures.
The people who are feet obsessed will buy that Chun-Li.
No, this one doesn't have feet. Here, this one got like robot feet. But I already went.
More feet. Show off more feet, probably. No, people will buy that Chun-Li who have a feet fetish. It's going to happen.
Did you mention this one? I can't remember. Like the Super 7 Thundercats Wave 11. We're getting more mutants. What are those called? They're not mutants.
Should be down there in the box somewhere.
The Lunatics, I think.
Joy Gaines, Tony Figs. Glad to see y'all.
But they're getting more of these. I've stopped at the main. We got the main cast and the main heroes and the main villains. I'm not getting all the supporting characters. I'm not getting the later villains. I don't really need the Lunatics because I've missed them multiple times when I was young. I only got to see part of the first season of Thundercats. Then I lost Fox, so I didn't really grow up watching Thundercats a lot. I got watched some of it. Later on, when I was an adult, I started reruns. I was like, "What are these things?"
What about Tiger Sharks?
Yeah.
By the way, I didn't even know Tiger Sharks was a thing.
I have a vague, I remember very well Thundercats and Silverhawks. Tiger Sharks, I had a vague memory of. I don't know if I ever even watched one episode of that show.
I think that Tiger Sharks is a Mandela effect. It's just or a fever dream.
No, it's real because they put episodes on YouTube. I've seen it, but
I'm kidding. So
it was one of those things. It was the law of diminishing returns, right? Like Thundercats came out and it was huge and everybody loved it. If you were a kid, Silverhawks came out and it was big and a lot of people loved it. And then Tiger Sharks came out, and by that point, I think people were just like done. Kids had moved on mostly to Ninja Turtles at that point. And so I think it got one season and was it. My favorite was always Silverhawks. I always liked Silverhawks the best.
I just wish they would change the origin. They're volunteered after they were in an accident. It's like, who would give up your human body basically to be like RoboCop for no reason?
Okay. So apparently Tony Figs just said that Darkseid went back up for pre-order on Target. So he said And Toy Games, you actually mentioned in the Ojo Jerk stream that you make customs while watching and listening to our show. What custom are you working on right now?
I did order
Something
these
with bare feet.
I don't know. He told me he said he works on customs while watching and listening to our show. I'm wondering
Now,
what custom.
this. I had to order this set here. I ordered the Ghostbuster, the Ecto one, and the 3 3/4 inch O-rings. These are great. This is awesome. This is what we wanted as a kid, not the real Ghostbusters, but this.
You can hear the excitement in Jared's voice while talking about these. He's like, they're great. Like Tony the Tiger.
Raisin Plantain Ginger says the best was Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I loved that show. I was one of the like, and nobody I knew what the hell Attack of the Killer Tomatoes was when that
It
cartoon
was even
came
a
out.
cartoon.
I had watched the movies. There was the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes they were movies that were like pre what's the name of the studio that did Toxic Avenger? I can't remember the name of that studio, but like pre that, they were doing those types of movies. Just ridiculous, absurd concept for, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes was a movie, and I had seen it, and I actually had it on I think I had it on Betamax as a kid. And then here comes this cartoon based on this thing that I and no one else I knew what the hell it was. They thought it was just something for a cartoon. By the way, cartoon was fantastic. Attack of the Killer Tomato cartoon was awesome. There was such cool stuff. I'm not saying there's not anymore, but I'm not a kid anymore. So thank you, Toy Games. Trauma Studios. Yeah. Before Trauma Studios, there was stuff like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I talk to my kids, they'd be like, "Oh, there's all kinds of weird, crazy stuff on Cartoon Network or whatever right now." I don't know, but I feel like there was just such weird stuff that worked when we were kids. You know what I mean?
So many rated R properties get cartoons back in the day.
Oh yeah, because, and I think to an extent, it's because of, and a lot of people look down on this. I love the fact that they had loosened all this stuff on stuff that you could show to kids in the 80s.
Yeah.
Because it allowed for basically, and I know by today's standards people don't like it, but like all the toys got a cartoon line and vice versa. And it was cool if you were a kid and you had your favorite toy with your favorite, you could watch your favorite cartoon while playing with that toy. And it was awesome. And between them not being able to really do that legally, because of the FCC and having new rules and not being able to do that anymore. Plus, kids aren't into toys as much as they were. You know what I mean? Like that was something that a lot of us in the 80s and 90s got to experience that other generations before us and after us didn't. If you were a kid throughout the 80s or even going through the 90s, you got to experience being inundated with your favorite thing, whatever that was, whether that was Ninja Turtles or G.I. Joe or He-Man or Exo Squad.
These were kids' toy lines for Terminator, Aliens.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, the fake skin on the endoskeletons. You inject over top of them. Like it was cool.
It was cool. It was cool. And even as an adult, I look back on it and I'm like, no, I'm completely cool with them like advertising to my 10-year-old brain. Like I'm completely cool with it because I loved it. I got so much enjoyment and I have so many good memories of having the thing in my hands while I was watching the thing on TV.
Dude, this thing glows in the dark red, flaming Cheetos.
And hey, think of it without the black lighting.
Yeah, you don't need black lights like McFarlane's figures.
It's cool.
I've been tempted to get this for a while, but they're making a glow in the dark Chester Cheetah. It's like, okay, I gotta get me one of these.
Yeah.
Gina makes good stuff, so we know it's going to be a good figure.
Yep.
It ain't easy. It's easy.
Like, you got Marvel style ankles, single knees.
Oh, Tony Specs, I would like to see them make. I like that. I would like to see them make a Tony the Tiger figure.
Dude, it's a surprise that a company like, Super 7 or some of these companies that have gotten into more of the pop culture aspects of it, like NECA and Super 7 are the two main ones I think of, have not jumped on the cereal mascot bandwagon.
Did somebody do them somehow?
I think there's been a couple, but like, you know, between like, you know, Tony the Tiger and, you know, the Snap, Crackle, and Pop and like, you know what I mean? Sugar Bear. What about Sugar Bear, man? Everybody needs their favorite local drug dealer, children's drug dealer, Sugar Bear. That's what he was, totally, by the way, if you missed that. Sugar Bear was a kid's drug dealer. Dealing sugar to kids.
Count Chocula, Blueberry, and Frickinberry.
Those are Jada? Yeah.
Yep.
They need to do more of those. Those are great.
I like this comment from Toy Games. It's actually too. He put, no good cartoons equals no good new kids' toys. Hence, adult toys.
The Tigers definitely needs to be on this list.
And I don't know. Again, I'm way too old. I've got kids. My youngest is 10, and she still watches cartoons. You know what I mean? Yeah. She watches this thing called Cupcake and Dino, and like all kinds of weird stuff that's on like Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or whatever, right? Like she still watches stuff that she loves. And so there are cartoons out there that exist that kids like. I don't know how they, I mean, from what I've seen, they don't look like they would work well as toys. You know what I mean? Like, I know Peppa Pig was probably recently, Peppa Pig was really big in toys for a while. And that was a really big show. It was international.
You just made me think about that mean joke, like a Peppa Pig puzzle. It's like those pork cubes.
Yeah, pork cubes, yeah.
Expert level.
I mean, there have been some, but I think it I don't know which came first, essentially. It's a chicken or the egg thing. I don't know if cartoons just became more of a thing that it was harder to make toys for, or if kids started being less interested in toys as they started becoming more interested in electronics and tablets and video games and things like that. Because I certainly seen it with my kids, from my son who's 25 down to my youngest daughter who's 10, right? My son was totally into toys, Transformers, Star Wars, Clone Wars, all that stuff. Back in the, you know, he was born in 99. Toys were still a thing that he was very interested in when he was young. By the time it got to my now 15-year-old, after she was about like, I don't know, 7 or 8, she doesn't give a crap about toys at all and never did. And so there's definitely been a big change, but like she wanted a phone and a tablet and all, like, you know, all that kind of stuff, and wanted to play Minecraft. And I think it's just what's being sold to and geared towards and advertised to kids is just not action figures and that kind of stuff anymore.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you could just turn this entire subject about kids and toys today, Matt, into a video on your channel.
I have, and I got shit for it.
Yeah.
For doing a video on it, because I did it as a video response to Retro Bitching, who at the time I had no problems with, and I made a video about it.
Roblox.
And because I put his name in the title of the video because it was a response to him. By the way, I complimented him in that video and said I liked his channel and everybody should go check it out. And I still got shit in that video and got harassed in that video because I dared to disagree with Retro Bitching.
Here's the thing, people.
Everybody who was bitching in the comments on that video never watched your video.
No, they didn't watch the video. They just saw that I put his name in the title of the video, and so they assumed I must be trashing him. Even though I didn't trash him at all in that video, and all I didn't even disagree with him. I just said the whole point of the video was, hey, I think there's something that Michael from Retro Blasting isn't taking into consideration. It's that kids nowadays aren't buying toys, and here's the reasons why. And nobody watched the video. They just saw I put his name in the video and trashed me throughout the comment section for making a video about, oh, you just made a video to disagree with Retro Blasting. Fuck you. And I'm like, dude, first of all, I didn't disagree with anything he said. I'm just adding on to something that he didn't put in his video that I think is another reason why toys are not marketed to kids. Did you watch the video?
Toy Games asking you a question, Matt. Toy Games
is part of that stupid clicks that they got going on.
No, Retro Blasting never came to my video that I'm aware of.
I'm not talking about Retro Blasting. I'm talking about the clique of idiots that attacked you before.
Yeah, no, it was Retro Blasting's little fan club that came and attacked me again. Even though I said in the video, I like his channel. You guys should go check it out. I want to make a video response on a video he did about why companies don't market to children anymore. and whether or not toys are for kids. That was the point of his video, was whether or not toys are for kids and our company's marketing to children. And there was just something in it that I saw as having for kids that he didn't mention.
Anyway,
so I decided to make a video about it saying, hey, here's an add-on to what you were saying. I didn't trash him in the video. I was being completely cool with him. I had no problems with him in that video. I complimented him in the video, and his little retro turds came and trashed my video because I don't know why. Because they didn't even watch the video. They just saw his name in the title and went, "Let's go fuck with this guy."
Oh yeah. It's the same people that attacked you over the dude who gets turned on by toys.
Yeah, it's the same. It was the same group of people. It was the same group of people that didn't like that I didn't say anything about him.
Anyway, move on.
Or getting a new Alf. NECA is really milking this license. It's good for them though, but it makes me like, man, I want a Great American Hero license from NECA.
Oh, dude, would that be awesome?
That'd
be awesome to get Greatest American Hero.
Yeah.
This Alf is going to hit the convention, but then right afterwards, it's going to be like the other one that came out. It's going to hit Toy Wiz's website, and it'll be almost $100.
Oh, absolutely. It's STC exclusive. It's going to be expensive.
Yeah,
it will.
By the way, I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to name names, Toy Gains, of who was trashing me in that video. Specifically because you know them. So I'm not gonna say anything about your friends, Toy Gains. But it was somebody you know very well who came onto my video and started trashing me without watching a video. So,
well, we got the an actual glow-in-the-dark figure, which McFarlane can't do.
I like this. I like his comment. NECA never lets a buck go to waste from Toy Gains.
No, they don't.
They don't.
Nosferatu from NECA, and I'm sure it actually glows this well and doesn't need black light like McFarlane figures, which I never have been that into the Nosferatu like style vampire thing. So
the only
I just like
cool figures. I mean, they're not my thing, but they are cool figures. I like them. I just don't really collect horror figures.
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife does. She's got a bunch of them. So she's got. I mean, when it comes, she's got several NECA horror figures because she likes that stuff. She's got Elvira and Dracula and all kinds of stuff.
You got Elvira.
I'd say though this is a weak mold for. They can do some really good figures, but
I like the other version they put out. What, last year or year before in that 2-pack?
Yeah.
When they finally swapped the head with the actor's head.
Actually,
I like that better.
The forearms look weird on this.
That is the first body.
For some reason, they're doing that Star Wars Black Series like single jointed rotating elbow. I don't know why.
They go on their human figures, but
yeah, that figure that you've got right there, JB, is that the one with the movie head or the one without the movie head?
This is the one that was the Walmart exclusive 2-pack.
Yeah. So when they did that, first of all, that's a great figure. But when they re-put that one back out with the movie head.
Did they?
Yes. There's a version of that. Did they redeco it, Jared?
No, they never put it on that body.
I thought they did.
No, the more live action one is.
Then I'm wrong. I'm totally wrong. I thought they re-released that one with the movie head.
It's the same costume, but it's a movie style body.
It's that body.
Okay, never mind. Then what you need to do is take that figure and head swap it with the other one, and you'd have a great looking Flash Gordon from the movie.
Oh, I know. I'm
looking forward to this. They did their unboxing on 4 of these figures.
Oh yeah,
and
the figures look great.
Yes.
The vehicle's cool. I just not into 6-inch scale vehicles that much, but the figures look fantastic. I hope, which I'm sure they will. I hope we get those, re-released as singles.
They'll get redecos.
Yeah. I want that Wild Bill. I love Wild Bill. They just don't have room for the chopper.
Belinda is basically Scarlet. This is how we got the tooling for the new Scarlet.
Yes.
Belinda's body is Scarlet.
Remember when they released her? Because we heard about her long before we heard about Scarlet.
Yeah.
We
show pictures of this. It's like they're using this to fund Scarlet's new tool.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were complaining they don't have a lot of pictures on here.
Somebody has a question for you, Matt. Geek, are you going to the DWF? DFW.
DWF. What the? You think this is a
Oh,
recipe? DFW, Dallas Fort Worth. I was born and raised in Dallas. I'm from Dallas. I live in South Texas now. But no, I'm not going. I don't have time, unfortunately. I do get back to Dallas sometimes because I still have family and friends there. But
we got in-hand pictures of the new Cobra Trooper as a retro card. It is a much more vibrant.
Dude, that thing is awesome. That when we were talking about this last week, that is out of all the ones they released, that's the one I'm most excited about because that is such a great army builder right there.
The Cobra Island one, that's more desaturated.
Yeah, I love the bright blue, old school, Sunbow retro cartoon colors.
Yeah,
it's great, man.
This thing is going to sell like crazy.
Yeah. I could put this at your top 10, Matt, of the year.
Dude, that's dude. That is to me, that is what I think of when I think of Cobra. Is that Cobra Trooper right there in the bright blue that looks just like Cobra Commander does, and just an army of those dudes right behind Cobra Commander. That's what I think of.
Yep. This is getting ready to ship.
It's getting ready to shit?
Yep, it's getting ready to shit.
Okay.
It's getting ready to ship out.
It ain't the only one.
Oh, I love it. Think about that old Kmart commercial. You can ship your pants. You can ship my pants? Yeah, I just shipped my bed. Billy, you can ship your pants. I love those old commercials. But yeah, this is getting ready to release. So this is a nice piece. Definitely like that. And we're getting unboxing the figures. I'm just trying to find the pictures real quick. Chopper looks awesome. I backed the HasLab, so I'm getting this. It's already paid for. It'll be coming. I just want to see the figures real quick. Wild Bill out the side of the packaging, which Wild Bill is like, it sucks. He needs to be standard release because everybody needs a Wild Bill.
They're going to be standard release, just like you said, different colors.
Yeah.
That Wild Bill looks
Tony
awesome.
Figs is like, we'll be getting these in OG versions. Yeah.
On a retro card back, yes.
I love that Wild Bill thing. Looks great.
That dude looks awesome.
Yeah. Isn't Ripcord already announced as a second version?
I can't remember.
If it has been, I don't remember it.
We got the Glenda's it's like they gave her like multiple hair pieces, but then one of them's a Karen haircut.
Somebody was complaining about her face compared to how she looked on the render. Because if you look at the render, she looks more like styled up, but if you look at her in the actual prototype, she looks like a little drawn out, like they put black under her eyes or something. I don't know. Somebody was saying that earlier on social media about it.
Oh, somebody's got in-hand pictures of the new vehicle. We're running out of time, so
yeah, we are.
Valaverse pre-orders up. We missed those last week. But, I like the robot.
I do too. I pre-ordered that one.
I don't much care for the rest of them.
I mean, that Colonel Siege will be good.
That one is a pedo.
Atlas.
It's
I just don't want to say the name on last year.
I mean, that Colonel Siege,
but
you can.
This looks good.
Yeah,
that does look cool. I really, really, really wish that Valaverse would put more time and effort into their bad guys. We've talked about this ad nauseum, I know, but they need to build up their villains. They need to build up their villains, dude, because
their new articulation scheme, though, without their gear, they look kind of weird.
Yeah,
it's a little gappy at the joints, but I mean, it doesn't bother me that much.
Style with the neck, so they got a separate neck piece. This is the new diaphragm joint. It's kind of really thin looking through here, but they definitely need a cohesive villain team.
Yes, they do.
Old man Butt Wrinkles keeps on saying.
I mean, dude. Yeah, I know. I've got my other another show that I'm already late to. I'm well aware, people. But no, look, as we were talking about, Fresh Monkey Fiction is knocking them out of the water.
Yes.
When you look at those figures that they're coming out with, for their villains, dude. This is what Valaverse should have done. Their villains look fantastic. And when you're talking about two very, very similar lines in the exact same price point, like, dude, I'm more interested in Monster Force at this point.
Yes.
Than I am Valaverse. Valaverse needs to build their villains up.
It's up for pre-order right now.
Yeah, get that dude. That's awesome.
Do they have a release?
I got a pre-order. This is what I'm getting.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, I like Valaverse. I think it's a good company. I think they make a good product. I want to see them focus because they're just doing too many hero characters, which is great. I get it.
Yep.
But we need a good cohesive villain set of characters that work well, that have a distinct look and
is perfect.
Yes. Yeah, these dudes are great, man. I love this. So
this is what they need. They need a cohesive bad guy team.
Yep.
When do they have a release date when Monster Force starts shipping out? Did they announce it yet?
No idea. I have no idea.
Well,
I don't know.
We're going to have to wrap up too.
Yeah.
But this thing goes on. Monster Force is going to wreck it up. As Gridiron's doing their weapons, they're going to do a lot better weapon sculpts than anybody else right now. Mm-hmm. And it's just great. I hope they start doing like weapons packs like Valaverse did too. That would be just
well. Let's let them get some of these figures out, and once they do that, then I'm sure they'll give us some other stuff. So
they're going to be at Joe Fest. These big, nice. They got exclusives coming out on Joe Fest. The translucent red Dracula and the Sphinx guy in white translucent plastic.
Very nice. Very nice.
But that'll do it for the night. And we got the Geek tomorrow night.
Yep, we got Geek Chat tomorrow night. I already posted up it's already posted on YouTube.
You want to do the thing, Matt? Do the top 10 worst McFarlane?
Yeah, we can do top five. The top 5 best, top 5 worst McFarlane figures next week. I like that. I dig that. So we'll do that next week. But yes, it is time for us to get out of here. I got another podcast I got to get to that I'm already late for. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you guys next week for more Toy Talk on Friday. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night for the Geek Chat, where we're going to, just look at the thumbnail on my channel for what tomorrow night's video is about. Tomorrow night's chat. So,
my toys.
My toys. All right, we'll see you guys.